Where I left off in the last video, I had completed the ironing on the edge banding and all the exposed plywood edges, and I was going to sand back the excess veneer from the edges and sand them flush to the sides. Well, that's all completed now. Looks pretty good. And when I got a comment from a viewer that mentioned this, is why did you use that Elmer's glue for the adhesive for the iron-on banding? Well, early in the video, beginning of this project, I stated I wanted to have an invisible glue line. So the Elmer's dries clear, whereas a yellow glue like the Type Bond 1 or 2, it does dry not dark, but it has more of a yellow tinge to it when it's dry. And maple being so light that the actual glue line that would be visible right here where the veneer wraps around the side, that glue line would be visible. So I wanted to minimize that effect. Again, maple being so light that that line would be more prominent. So again, it's just more of an aesthetic reason. Also in the video, I said I was going to fit the hinges, and that part's been complete. It was a pretty simple process. I measured evenly from outside edge in for the hinges going to begin, harvested or removed the veneer that's covering up that area. The slots were previously cut with the router blade, and here they are fitted in the slot. These are just my test hinges. So it's actually a pretty simple process. And now now that the slots have been, or the hinges have been mounted properly, I got to finish up with putting a veneer on the back side of the box. We're going to use the iron-on veneer method for doing that. Just a quick rehash of the process I'm going to perform here. It's called the iron-on veneer method. Essentially, it's a real simple process of the adhesive is applied to one surface of the veneer and also at the same time the substrate. You can apply a thin film, let them dry separately between 60 to 90 minutes, and then with a warm clothes iron set to second or third degree burns, somewhere in that range, but position the veneer over top of where you want to have it. Use the clothes iron, and the heat will instantly cause the adhesives to fuse together and to instantly tack up, and then you get your veneer stuck to the substrate. Before I continue on, I wanted to point out the importance of making sure you have 100% coverage on the substrate you're going to veneer. The surface in this case, I was the side of the box, plywood, and then here you can see the actual thickness of the veneer. That is an edge of the veneer. It's 1/42 minus a few thousandths because I've sanded it flat again. But for the most part, you want to make sure that you do get adhesive all the way out to the edge. You want the face veneer that's going to be on here to actually bond to that veneer on that veneer. Otherwise, the veneer will peel away and then it tends to snag and rip off. So you want to make sure you get 100% coverage to the outer edge. It's been long enough now. The adhesive applied on the box and on the veneer has dried. Just a little tip here. Previously I marked the veneer so that I know exactly which way I want to position the veneer whenever it's being bonded. I got some arrows pointing in a certain direction, and of course which veneer piece goes on what section of the box. Okay, the back of the veneer has been bonded and sanded back flush to the sides, and then I've even made the clearances for the overhang for the hinges so the barrel of the hinge can actually be seen on the outside. It really does a nice job of concealing them as much as possible, but you can see that just mocking it up here, the hinge is actually barely visible on the back side. Kind of nice just sitting on the outside. give you a quick peek on the inside. These are just test hinges, so they're not really secure, but that's what the box is going to look like. And then finishing up here shortly, I'm going to be making some dividers to put in there to keep the tea bags in order, but pretty close to ending this project.